Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail.
Okay, everybody, fasten your seatbelt. Yeah, I told you this was coming, and now the time is here. Whether you're on Facebook Live or you're listening on whatever network you're listening on, today's show is all about you. Today is when we bring in somebody that has been a longtime host of the fabulous hit show, The Truth is Funny, as well as an incredible best-selling author, teacher, coach, you name it. Magical speaker is like an understatement. But more importantly, I have gotten to take this journey with Colette Marie Steffen. And here's this. Never in my wildest dreams did I see so much talent unfold in front of me in such a short period of time. The minute that I looked at these fabulous dragon cards and I saw the one that called to me, I just thought, this has got to be something that connects us. But today's show is what her work is truly about. Today's show is about looking at, have we switched into 2019? Did you think the blood moon was going to change your energy? Maybe change the outcome of what? Disappointing starts to 2019. But guess what? Maybe I haven't had much action going on there. Today's show is this. Switch into neutral with Colette. All of the fabulous dragons that are going to come to play. And let's talk about how we can tap in to this amazing day today. Disappointments in our love life. Colette Marie, you know? It's like my mom used to say, you make your bed, you sleep in it. No,
my mom used to say, it's just as easy to fall in love with a rich man as a poor one. That was my mom. And you and I were just talking about my mom.
Yeah, we were.
We were talking about how I'm going to the Illuminate Psychic Fair. And that's coming up this weekend in Kelowna. And we'll be at the booth and we're going to be doing consultations. I'm doing 15-minute consultations and with 3 dragon cards. And I was asked to be on the board of a panel of 3 experts with the keynote speaker and another speaker on Sunday at 3:30. And that's a free forum where you can ask anything, you know, kind of like the radio show, Pat.
Yeah. And part of this too is really looking at what it is we brought into the energy of this to begin with. You know, what did we bring into 2019? I want to start with the conversation, but more importantly, here's what I want to say. Throughout the show today, we have opened up the phone lines because this isn't just about chit-chatting about things. This is about clearing the pathway for what I am calling a mega epic year. Mega epic. And why am I calling that? Is that like a double entendre or some kind of grammatically incorrect thing I just said? The reason I'm saying it is because for those of you out there, you know that you have spent a lifetime stepping into what the energy is here. It's not the same for everybody, and we're going to hear about it today. Mm-hmm. But we're taking your calls because shift happens. 1-800-930-2819, 1-800-930-2819, and on Facebook.com, Transformation Talk Radio, type your comments in there. What do you have to say? What do you need some help with? And let's kick it up. All right. Just a new year. We're off to disappointing. Yeah. Okay. Tell what's up with that?
Well, I'm getting a lot of different points of view around that. For me, the year has been far from disappointing. It's been extremely, my days have been extremely full. I started Tales from the Vector with the dragon cards 12 years ago and on February 1st. And that's the day that my cat Pearl was born. And I brought them out in April 28th, 3 years ago. I only had 25 at that time. And that was the day that my little Stella, the kitten, was born, on the August 28th. I was out at Spring Festival of Awareness. And now that I have 61 paintings of 64 done. Yay!
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, this has been
Wow.
a big project because they are very big 3 by 4 foot paintings. And behind me here, I've been busy redecorating my booth. And this is this dragon here is one of the favorite. That's our performance dragon. So I thought he was perfect. This is sexuality. And this is Ange Extasia. And she is the crystal queen. She is the generator. She sits on a crystal grid, and she is pulling source energy through her and letting it flow through her. And so you can see she's got the infinity symbol, the figure 8, which is the same as what is on my book. When she first came through and she told me there was 64, I was like, are they little? No.
Oh, I thought you would ask, in this lifetime? I thought you'd be like, is this going to be like a past life thing that I have to come back 50 million times?
Well, I'm so stoked because now I have put them all together, and I'm working on the last few. I have the foundation for my new Call to Dance program, which incorporates these dragons. I've been sharing that information with people for 2 years now, and the feedback is amazing. I'm really like, the dragons are having fun playing. There's some funny stories that if you listen to the Truth is Funny radio show, some of the people that call in, I mean, you can't help. Like this one lady, she was calling in and she was wanting to go to work, work out of home for over 1.5 years, but kind of kept getting shut down. Like, not yet, not yet, not yet. And so she called in to the radio show and we worked on it a couple weeks ago. And then she was on my she was on the radio show with another guest, and she said as she looked out the window, her car was being towed away from work. My guest and I just laughed because, and she said, so $176. Well, I didn't think that was that funny until I realized 176 is my house number. So, and 1.5 days later, she reports to me that she's now working from home like she wanted.
Wow. I mean, look at this. This is what we're talking about. But I want to just hop in. Oh, guess what time it is? 11:11. I just wanted to
there
hop
we
in
go. I see what happened. Can you hold on just one sec? Come on, kitchen. Come in. Whoops, she got, hold on.
Oh my God. She locked her kitten out. Okay, you can only see this on Facebook Live. Kind of interesting.
Sorry, she snuck out the door somehow. She got it open and it snowed outside and she's too cold. That's why I couldn't figure out.
Does she actually want to come in, or is she trying to run away from us?
No, she's wanting to be in the room here and be obnoxious.
Usually she jumps up on the computer when we talk, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't she like...
she's sitting here.
Oh.
But like she's just being a pain all morning. She's excited because the dragons are coming out.
Okay, during the break, what I'm going to go do is I'm going to get my little dog and bring it back. And
okay.
So we can have fun with your kitty and your dog.
Yeah, there you go. I can't remember, we were talking about this.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing that I want to just try to make sense of, because this is why you and I have so much fun talking. I am not the kind of person, and you and I could really have a chat about this. I love expectations. I love them. Mm-hmm. It's like, ooh, expectations. Now, having said that, expectations can have a hook.
Mm-hmm.
A hook.
Expectations create limitations.
Expectations with attachment.
Yes.
That's the limitation.
I have a card in my deck, and I'll see if I can find them here. Expectation and anticipation. This is anticipation.
Benny.
And I love her.
Anticipation. But
Yeah,
there's
anticipation, and
There's
then
a
we
difference.
have expectation, and we'll see
Okay,
if we
let's
can
see it.
find that. They're twins. They're from Italy.
Okay.
They are about when you're caught between a rock and a hard place. And they are extreme.
That's when you cut your arm off like that guy did that was caught in the rock.
Oh, tell me about that. I didn't hear about
Yeah,
that.
it's a fabulous movie, right? He had a decision to make. I'm caught in the rock. My arm is literally caught in the rock. I can't, he was a rock hiker, dude. My arm is caught in the rock. I'm going to die. I don't have water. I'm going to die. And so I have to ask for insight. He pulled on it and dragged it and tried to get out of the rock, couldn't get out of the rock. And then I think it was God that gave him a solution. God, universe, whatever you call it. I think it's the energy of the
source, universe. God, yes.
Right. He did. He literally cut off his arm. And he lived today to talk about it.
Well, we're talking about romance today, and sometimes men joke about that, when they go out to the bar and they end up with someone in the morning and they want to chew their arm off now that they're sober.
Oh my gosh, I know. But
that's an old joke, Pat.
I'm not saying we've known a few of people like that we've been with. I mean, it's funny that both of us are here, both of us are alive, that we can remember that we did that, right? Like, don't ask me who they were. But when we're talking about this and the cards you hold up, they have power.
Yes, these guys are about, the thing is, I say, anticipate the best and shift the rest.
Oh, okay. You're better at it than I am. I say,
well, the dragons have been telling, I had to come up with quips for 64 dragons. So
anticipate the best and leave the rest. But no, I like what you said better.
Shift the rest.
Shift the rest. Okay.
And the reason why expectations create limitations, I talk about this.
Yeah.
Say you're driving down the street and all of a sudden there's a detour and now you're going to be late and da-da-da-da-da. Maybe you're being guided to go a different way, because this happens quite a bit with energy practitioners. Perhaps there's an accident down the street and you're needed. And so quite often, if there's an accident or something around me, I'll go a different direction. I'll drive by and I'll pick up the energy. And then I know, oh, it was that. And I can energetically tune in and see how people are doing. And that's happened to me on many occasions where I've been first upon the scene of an accident.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. Linda's here with me. And
I love Linda.
I know, we love Linda. There's a road up to my street. I'm doing this show from my house because we're having technology issues at the office, right? So think about this story. Not a single office suite in the entire complex, nowhere in this big office building, is having the same exact issue we're having, and it has nothing to do with our server. Imagine that.
But that's not is that just this morning?
No, it's been for 2-3 weeks now.
Okay, so when you can test energetically, and that's because this is what your team and I have been working on with my website, with a lot of different things. And my partner Will, he talks about this, the systems. You have to check the systems and understand that the algorithms are changing. There's things changing, and when people are in the airwaves, the energy is very electromagnetic. And I find that quite often when people energetically shift a lot, what happens, it'll be a little surge in energy and it'll sometimes drop the call or whatever. And so that's been the case for me since I started doing energy work. And speaking of, I was telling you about my mom, how she passed this coming weekend. It was in 2011. And she's come through to several psychics to tell my daughter this and tell my daughter that, and they'll phone me, and they're people I don't know. And so she makes me laugh so hard, because she was in my energy for the last 3 days. I went and found a picture of her, and she said, what better place to go celebrate the new year? It's almost Chinese New Year on February 5th. If you didn't have a good experience on the 1st of January, you got another chance now. And so she said she's going to hang out at the psychic fair because it's fun for people who hang out at a psychic fair that are on the other side that want to connect with people.
Yeah.
And so it's really interesting how this works, how it really works. I just did my radio show this morning with someone from 2007. And her daughter had the same disease my dad did, where in 24 hours, totally paralyzed. She was only 15. And that young lady is 12 years older now at 27. And she shared her journey of being in a 24-hour period, totally paralyzed from head to toe and having to be ventilated. And she was a gymnastics and all of these things. And yet now, years later, and she's gone through this process, we found that her and her mother, you know, wrote a book together. They have a CD out. So, you know, their relationship is beautiful and close. We never know. I mean, that's not the easy way to do it. Trust me. And I'm not saying that, you know, but we don't know for sure. If we don't label the experience good or bad, then we can start to see some possibility in it.
Well, one of the things I wanted to talk with you about, especially directly related to this, Colette, is this idea of it's only, what are we in, 3 weeks of this year?
I know.
3 weeks of a mega year. Let me tell you my mega story, because I don't know if you'll agree or not. Here's my mega story. I am a 4-planet Sagittarius. I am a 4-planet Capricorn with my moon in Capricorn. So for me, those two are like lined up together, right? December, November, December, January, right? They're lined up together. So in November, I get an email from an astrologer that says, we now know why you're so happy all of a sudden, Pat. Like, I always see myself happy. They say, Jupiter has come home to Sagittarius and will be there for 13 months. And they explained the energy of this. And then the astrologer obviously got my birth date somewhere. Said, and for you, it's a double whammy because your moon is in Capricorn. So it's going to move. Like, the thing is going to go Jupiter, Sag, and then I don't even know what planet is Capricorn.
Capricorn is Saturn.
Yeah.
And it's, so deep. It's deep. It's deep. I know this, Pat, because I also am Sagittarian. I'm a Sagittarian. I have a Capricorn rising, and I'm stubborn like a bull for my moon. And you know, yeah. And so I've been, you know, looking into that also, and the astrological effects of this. Saturn is an extremely deep planet. Pull the stuff up, you know.
So let me ask you this. I want to get back to what we talked about. And as I said before, this show is about having a live on-air reading, re-energize. This is a re-energetic 2019. Shift happens only if you call in. Well, that's not true. Colette will tell you, Colette Marie Stephan will tell you, you don't have to call in. If you're listening to the show and you hear what we're about to do, things are going to happen. I've learned something from you, Colette, along the way. So I'm really happy.
Well, last year at Illuminate, there was a young woman there, and she, what I do is I give a short talk, and I then pull people out of the audience, take the name out of the hat. And she said, I'm done with romance, but she was only 33. And I said, you can't be done with romance. I said, let's just get you to be irresistible. Is that my cat showing
No,
up?
I love your cat.
Okay.
It's got to be, so your cat is probably a Gemini, right? No, I'm just saying. No, actually, my mom was
your business when business is being taken care of. There you go.
You can never, you know, cats just are like that.
Cleanest path.
Oh my God, I love this cat. Look at this cat. Oh my God, what did you say? Clean his cat, and the cat's cleaning itself.
I said path.
Path. A clean path.
Clean path.
I'm saying clean a cat. Oh.
See, but this is how Stella is. She really, really likes to hang out with this energy, right? So if we don't let her hang out here on the video, she's going to be a pain and just start knocking stuff over. And, you know,
I'm just wondering, is Stella telling me, hey, Dr. Pat, you didn't take a shower today. Go take a shower.
She's saying that she actually
God,
is the one that is doing the energy work. I got to move over here.
Hi, honey.
Stella.
Oh, Stella.
Dr. Pat's talking to you.
Stella, I'm totally transformed with that right there. Oh my God. I got to tell you, I have cat eye envy. Okay, I woke up when I was 9 years old, and I had a dream wishing that I had green eyes. Right. So, okay, flashback. Look, Stella, I want to talk to you for a minute. Stella, Stella, I'm over here. Stella, listen to me.
Cats.
Stella, I want to talk to you.
I say this in my manual. Dogs have have
She's
owners, and
actually listening to me.
cats have staff.
No, she's listening to me because it's going through her top chakra. Stella, here's the question for you.
Yeah, see,
Have
Stella, she
you
wants
let
to
go
know.
of your disappointment for this year? Now, did you think you were going to start out 2019 like, right? Uh-oh. Anne Goffrey, you're a Gemini. Now, look, I said that very lovingly, Anne. Okay. Please forgive me right there. Look, by sign, I have Gemini in one of my planets houses, but and my astrologer says that's not a good place for my Gemini. But here's the thing: what did you move her for? I love her.
Well,
Stella, come back.
she'll be back.
Okay.
Trust me.
So
Here
Stella,
she
I
comes.
got to ask you: this year, have you had disappointment in 2019 so far? And
This
if
is
so,
not really, Pat. I get fed every morning and every night, and if the staff doesn't listen properly, I just do something like throw up on their stuff, and then they notice me.
Stella, but we're talking about some kind of disappointment in relationships. I gotta ask you, what's your love like about what's your love like about living with Colette over there?
Well,
Okay.
we want to smoke the waves too hot here, Pat.
Look.
What I find for a lot of people is the holiday season.
Yeah.
What happens around this time of year anyway? The bills are pouring in. We are in a very challenging time right now as far as collectively with government situations around the world. There's not really a whole lot of consistency to what we're used to, really. So people are a little thrown off anyway. And then the next most stressful holiday is coming up, Singles Awareness Day, better known as Valentine's Day. And people miss this one. They think, well, I don't do Valentine's Day, or I don't Valentine's Day, but energetically, it triggers a lot of people, a lot. And so I just, we want to strengthen that. The picture that we used for this show is actually out of my layer 3 manual.
Wait a minute. Look what I brought you.
Love.
That's my love mug.
I love it.
My love mug. When are you going to create love mugs with the dragons on them?
I've been looking at it. As soon as I finish the deck, believe me, they are like, hey, let's go. And I'm like, yeah, I still, they generally take me 6 months. So right now, sometimes it's not quite as long, but I found that you can't ignore a dragon when they want to come in. And you can't make them show up if they're not ready. So it's up to them, basically.
So Anne, who's watching us and listening to us on Facebook, has come up with a new movement. Hashtag singles unite. Right?
There you go.
I'm going to put it right in here. Every time I go to put something in Facebook, right? Jessica cringes. Jessica's like, what are you putting in here? Singles unite. And see if I did a good job with this. Singles unite. Did I spell that right? From Anne.
Yeah, there you go.
Anne Godfrey. Okay.
That is so interesting because the dragon that's coming in now is intuitive. And she says her name's Grandma Anna, and she's quite Ukrainian.
Look, energy, energy, energy. You are, by all any words I can find for you, Colette. Here's what I want to say. Unsurpassing anything I have ever done in 15 years. I've had so many people talk about energy, but very few have written a book called The Truth is Funny, where there is an anecdote, a solution, a possibility for everything. And right here on this show, not too long ago, you and Will, I believe it was both of you, came up for an energetic shift for Lyme disease. Now,
Yes,
if
yes.
people tune into your show every week, they will find that every week all the past shows are filled with this. I want to ask you this. What are you tapping into for 19? Supposedly the biggest year, like in a long time, and yet we're still stuck.
Okay,
Look at our government, not at your government.
Yeah, so like these are the cards coming up here that I would talk about is the tactics, and Edward Snowden identified them, and you know what I say about this is govern yourself. If we are using tactics on the people around you, right here, this one here is dissemination of information. This one triggered a lot of people when they picked this one up. We'll have these cards spread out, and we'll ask people to choose a card, and they'll pick one and they'll just start to cry. This is this dissemination card is the one that wanted the tactics right now. This is the political situation we are in all around the world, and but it's when you believe your own press, and that includes all of us. And so I say that when we learn to take responsibility for our own lives, and that just means that we're able to respond to life's challenges. And if we do that, and we put ourselves in a place where we're not not buying into the fear. See, I don't own a TV for 9 years. So actually, I was talking to Phil, that is co-hosting my show. I was talking to him a couple days, or yesterday, I guess. And he's the one that told me that for 30, I said, is there something going on with the government in the United States? And he said, for 30 days now, Colette. And I was busy working on my website.
Oh, this is funny. You two are hilarious.
I was working on my website. I was working on my business. I want to bring out a strong product. Call to Dance Foundation is here. I'm ready to go. If people want to find out how to shift energetically, I've been working on this for 12 years. I don't have doubts about this.
12 years.
Yes.
12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Jupiter, 12 years ago, back into Sagittarius. 12 years
Was it? Well, there you go.
Please don't take another 12 years to get this off the shelf, okay?
Oh, no. It's already out there, Pat. I'm having another Layer 1 seminar on February 16th and 17th.
How do people
It's at the
sign up?
Canada Hotel in Kelowna here.
How do we
And
do
I
that?
also always give a free talk on the Friday night before. I give a 2-hour talk. And everybody's welcome to show up for that talk at the hotel. I pull people out of the audience, like I said, and work on them. And this girl that was saying she was done with men at that talk, it was amazing because I just shifted her to be irresistible and to recognize that a female, if you look at the yin yang symbol and you look at the Vesica Pisces, this is very, this energy, female energy is magnetic.
Yeah.
Male energy is electric. So I said to her, men like to hunt. Make sure,
like what?
You know, that we're just going to make you irresistible. And I ran into this girl. She lives in the city here. And the next day, she gave me a testimonial at the last talk she came to of mine. She had 6 men phone her. And the next day, and one of them, she went out on a date for, and she's still together with him a year later.
Yeah, wait, look, here's the thing. I had a friend that said that 30 years ago. No, wait, 25 years ago, made the same time. I'm done with men. So what she did is she had 6 women connect with her, and she's been with one of them for 25 years.
There you go.
Something for everybody.
See, this is what I mean. Expectations, you never know, right?
You never know. Let's go to the phones. We have got Charlene. I don't think we're going to have any breaks here.
Sorry.
I don't
this
know.
is the way it goes.
Carter, do you have any banners to talk about Colette's event that you can put up there? Benny, we have someone on the phone, I hope.
Yeah, she's waiting patiently. So Charlene from Canada, welcome to the show.
Hi, Charlene from Canada.
Hello.
Hello. Where can I ask where in Canada? Canada is like a big place.
Prince George, British Columbia.
The up north, Pat.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Way up north.
Yeah. So you uptown girls are talking to a downtown girl, you know, so far down, it's called the Bronx, New York. How can we help you today? Charlene, I don't know. Did you hang up? I hope I'm not.
I didn't hang up. I didn't hang up.
Okay, okay.
I'm here.
All right.
But so romance is in the air for me.
Mm-hmm.
And but the same day that we met, had our first encounter, like date or whatever, I fell. I took a fall, and so now I'm off work again. And so that's my my big thing.
Well, I've got this dragon card right here.
Yeah.
This is unfettered. This is the heart chakra.
I love that word.
Yeah, unfettered. And she says the only difference between falling and failing in love is a matter of I. So I just had to share that with you.
Is that for real?
That's what she says. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
She says the difference between falling and failing in love is a matter of I.
Oh my God.
Because the man that you, it doesn't matter if you're in a special relationship with men and with women, women with women, men with men, it doesn't matter. That person is basically reflecting back to you your energy, your masculine energy. And I've been saying to people, if you want to have a strong relationship, then, tune into your masculine energy. And if you think about that as a man, what does that man want from your female energy?
My magnetism, because we're connected.
All right. And then what does the female part of you want from the male part of you?
I want his electricity.
So this is like this isn't just like a small thing, because this is more like when these energies are balanced within yourself, that's when people tend to meet someone like this. And I don't know really 100% what is going on here, but there's been a lot of people falling. My daughter, who was figure skating for years and could do a double axel and land clean, took a tumble down the stairs at her building, and cement stairs, and she fell. And when the ambulance got there, they thought she had a broken wrist and a fractured coccyx. And, I was like, I went into direct mom mode. She's in Texas and I'm here. And so I just sat down, canceled everything, and started tuning into her energetically. And luckily she is just bruised. But only a week later after that, I was hiking and my right boot, the hook, grabbed my left lace and tripped me as I was walking, and I went for a tumble. And this is the kind of energy a lot of people are talking about, that they're falling. So we're just going to strengthen that for everybody. It's kind of like what's coming up is people feel kind of like things are falling apart. And so let's just strengthen everybody to the knowledge that the nature has perfect rhythm. The nature shows us this by the Fibonacci series of numbers. There's perfect order to everything. And so we're just strengthening that for you. It's important that our masculine and feminine energies are in alignment for our health. So just strengthening that for everyone. And then, of course, this is the sexuality dragon. And a lot of women have had a lot of success putting him in their lingerie drawer. But you want to take the other little dragonfly here. I'm to see if I can find her. She's the orange one in my deck, and that's grace and adoration. She's hiding right now, but she's about that twin flame relationship that comes up like between people. So when you get in touch with the thought of falling, does it bother you still?
Well, falling in love.
No,
well, I'm getting that. Yeah, see, usually I'll get a baseline, like how much is it bothering you, 0 to 10, 10 being the worst?
It's not, it's painful healing physically, but I'm just so infatuated with this new guy that it's not bothering me that much.
Yeah, people get bothered by getting what they get, by, like, if people get what they want, quite often they'll go weak to it because they got what they wanted and now they want it so bad that they don't really enjoy it because they're afraid they're going to lose it.
Oh, let me tell you where I went to. Let me tell you where I meant to. This is how you know I am like the queen of optimism, right? So this is me now. There's a reason that people call me Dr. Positivity. The minute you said that, Charlene, I went to this. Oh my God, the universe is so good. Now Charlene is not having to go into work and she got to be able to spend all this time with this guy.
Yeah, if you like, honestly, but what I would say, Pat, if you meet a new guy and you're talking like she is, and you know, you got this sexuality card going on, and here's the twin flame one.
Yeah.
Right? What better place than to be in bed?
You guys, Valentine's Day is around the corner.
Well, let me just throw a couple more things out there. Actually, when you fall, and I'm going to tell you, I fell 6 months ago and I tore my gluteus minimus. If you fall, you don't even have to go to bed. The couch is good. Yeah, you're good to go. It doesn't matter because there you are. Oh my gosh, where did we go? Charlene, did we help you at all?
I think he's my twin flame. I really do. I like it.
Okay, so when people talk about this twin flame thing, recognize that that's your masculine and feminine energy integrating, and the people that we have in our lives reflect back to us who we are and what we want. So I always tell women, I'm getting that you did quite a bit of, put a lot of energy into meeting this man. Is that true?
No, he walked around the corner where I work at Costco, and he looked me in the eyes and he said, Char, is that you? And I looked at myself, down at myself, and I said, I think so, and started to laugh. And then he said, would you please give me your number? And I don't give my number out to just anybody because it's private. And I gave it to him automatically without even hesitating.
But I'm not talking about, what I'm getting is you manifested this man. I'm talking about when you did a lot of work on it. I mean that you've been putting some work into yourself. Yeah. And see, do you understand what I mean? Like you've been, I'm getting, you've been working on yourself in a spiritual level. You've been real with yourself. And you were gearing yourself to meet this man. And it's beautiful. Yeah. Enjoy it. You don't have to be sick to be in bed with him. Look at John Lennon and Yoko Ono. I mean, they had that bed in Montreal, right? That was fun. They wrote a little album there.
This has to be a Valentine's show, man.
It's totally a Valentine's show. Okay, so you know, part of this is really interesting about the falling thing and what we're going to believe in it. But here you are. I don't even know if Char actually, how Char has actually been spending her time off work. Okay. So that will be the Valentine's show.
But we'll send some of that energy out there to the stratosphere.
Because I think like totally you got it, right? Now, let's talk about this. Do you have a date that you felt? Because I want to talk about holidays and dates and like this is an event. Did you remember the date you felt, Char?
The date I felt
like
was
January
on the 13th of January
of this year. Yeah, because I was going to say that's a long time to be looking for a man or a partner for like a year. But what does that mean to you, that date, Colette? Because numbers are important.
Well, 13, what came up, of course, that's Christ.
Oh.
You know, the Christ energy, which wouldn't be surprising. I mean, you can't see, I'm getting that this is a beautiful, see, this is about your purpose though. This isn't just about, you know, we're joking around here, but when you brought that up, the number 13, I'm just looking for the devotion card, and here's the devotion card. This is actually my Christ card. And it just
hold that closer to the computer so we can see that up close and personal. Oh yeah. Oh,
And that's the baby in the womb. And I'll tell you, for a lot of people, if, you know, just strengthening this for everybody, I mean, everybody has their go-to for spiritual matters. Mine is, you know, this is Christ came to me quite some time ago, and I was, he said, you're going to go out and speak for me. And I said, so not for him, you're going to go out there and speak. And I said, okay, if I don't know what words to say, will you give them to me? And he said, sure. So you know, this is about the purpose, your purpose in life. This is about moving forward in life. Yeah. This year, see, relationships in business, relationships in family, relationships as lovers, those, if there's a weakness in one of them, there's usually a weakness along the board, you know, just in relationships alone. But a lot of people think they have a relationship problem, and they maybe have a business problem, or they think, because it's never what you think it is. And so we just strengthen that for everybody out there. Most people that are connecting with me right now are saying that they're concerned about their finances. Does that resonate with you, Pat? People, what they're saying to you?
No, I'll tell you what I'm hearing from people. I think it is related to what you said. What I'm hearing from people is an indirect, like a couple of years ago, all we got were very direct money. Mm-hmm. What I'm hearing now, it's making money doing what I love.
There we go.
There we go. Another deal, right?
I'm going to find that card. That's my manifestation card. And this is something that, you know, your reproductive center, that's your sacral chakra. And what a lot of people don't realize is that that's how you manifest. And there's many ways of manifesting. The way I like to do it is I put it out there to the universe. A lot of people will say, well, when I get the money, I'm going to do that. And I tell the universe, I'm going to go do this, so you need to send me some money. I'll work hard, you know, I'll put the hours in, but unless you can, you know, you put it out there, people quite often do it backwards.
Yeah.
And same with if they're doing their best to attract a lover. Now, here's the manifestation. And that is, she's got a ball of energy, and she's working then, you know, working it. And so that's what I want to strengthen for everybody, is that in these times, I'm getting things are quite, this is the new normal. This is the new normal. So we can sit there and be bothered by it, or we can allow ourselves to look at it from a new perspective. And I mean, if you're with this man and you get to take time off and lay in bed with him together, and you've been waiting all this time to meet, it's okay.
A long time.
Yeah. And this is my perception card. You'll notice it's perception, like This is a Valentine's Day show.
Listen, you know, part of this for everybody out there, and by the way, I have a special announcement. Are you ready?
Yes.
This show is scheduled to end at noon. It's not. We're going to continue this show, if you're listening, on Facebook Live, because we're just warming up. So at noon, when our local stations have to hang up, if you want to continue to follow what we're doing, go to facebook.com, Transformation Talk Radio, all one word, and you can pick it up where we're going here, because we're not done yet.
This has been crazy like this for since November, just like you said. My Sag energy kicked in. I was like, I'm getting my websites done. I'm going to have everything looking. I'm going to get my booth done. I'm going to work on my product. And I'm, getting everything together because I can feel it. And I like to do that before February 5th because it's Chinese New Year. And if I don't manage to get it done before Chinese New Year, I know there's some country somewhere that has a new year, and I'll set a new goal. And so with all of this right here, what we're in right now, this place we're in, I'm not one for turning a negative into a positive. Having said that,
I can't wait to hear what you're about to say. Go ahead.
Because what we want to do is not judge the experience.
Yes.
as good or bad, positive or negative, it's an experience. Is that not what we came on this earth to do?
Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
This is where I need your help. This is where shift is going to happen here, but I'm not sure that that's it. Oh, by the way, isn't that my card behind you?
Which one here?
Isn't that my card?
Your card?
The one that I picked for very first card you did. I can't see it very well.
Is that
the manifester?
The manifester? No, because it's the manifester. This is sexuality.
Oh, I can't see it. But they look very close to this.
Well, the one I just showed you there is the manifester.
Yeah.
And that's the one about also for romance, you know?
Well,
that's the one you picked.
Yeah. Yeah. What is that Lady Gaga song? Yeah. Okay. So Charlene, thank you so much. Have we helped you out here?
I was wondering, how can I get your cards, Colette?
Yes.
You can go to thetruthisfunny.com, and all my information is there. I'm also on social media at The Truth is Funny with Colette, and on Instagram and all of that. Of course, the radio show Wednesday mornings, 8:00 a.m. Pacific time. I'm at the Illuminate Psychic Fair.
Tales from the Vector.
Talesfromthevector.com if you want to look up my energy correcting cards and paintings. As I said, they've been out there for 3 years now, and people are like emailing me and phoning me and saying, what the heck?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So just check those out. And and I also do teleconferences. Be Irresistible, that's my telespa. And I also do teleshifting, like that. I call it Float Your Boat. And that's to get all the aspects of life into alignment.
Yeah. Charlene, I got to tell you that Colette is amazing. I have gotten to take this journey with her now for a bunch of years. And she is actually my inspiration to do more. And I'm getting ready to share that story with her. One of the things I love is that all of you as listeners and folks that have called in and have sent emails, you've given us a direction to go. And the direction you've given us to go is one that no other broadcasting network is going or is doing. And how do I know that? I got a call from perhaps the largest Christian radio station about 2 weeks ago. And I'm about to share what that's about. And what I was told by an expert is that most broadcasting does a show. Maybe they have a couple of affiliates, but nobody distributes the show the way we do. And they asked me why. Here's what I said. I said, I don't know what other people do. So I guess it's good that I pay no attention to none of the other WBCD radio networks, because that was never what it was about for me. I am a host first and foremost. And my mission was to reach millions of people through positive talk. This is our 15th year anniversary.
Wow, Pat, congratulations. Wow.
Never changed. So everything we do, Colette, is about reaching people all over the world and helping our host. And here's what I know about this.
Oh, Pat, I am so blessed to have you in my life and your team. I mean, oh my goodness, they've been like, poor team. I feel so like, because I was like, starting to send email after email after email after email. I worked on my websites just to tell them what I wanted changed for 200 hours between November and Christmas there.
I know, and it's Sagittarius thing.
Yeah, like I was on a roll, you know what I mean? But oh my goodness, I said to them, I don't expect you to drop everything. While I'm on the roll, I like to get her done, Then, so this is, because for me, this is my greatest love, is doing this, feeling like, for like, this is 12 years of going out there, and I'm really happy doing it this way. I like having coloring book manuals. It's fun.
Well, I got to tell you, we don't look at it like that. Here's what I tell my team. And this, I really do feel for them today because they're doing something special today. But here's what I say to them about that. It's not that you drop everything, but as a network that is built upon positive messaging in the world and expansiveness, we have to be able, when you send us that, to stay neck and neck with what you want and not fall behind. So our motto is to do that. And 9 times out of 10, even if we get changes from you or from Sarah or Claudette, which I want to talk about, is we make sure we do it parallel. And 9 times out of 10, we're there. Folks on this team here are going to say what I'm about to say to you. Is now, even after doing those changes, and I helped with some of them, I want to give the page a fresh look. So what happens is there's an energy that builds. 2 things are important for you to comment on. Once upon a time, we were told that whatever we were going to do, we would be so limited in the scope and the reach. Here's what they meant. Anybody out there that's doing like a transformation, anything, you just are not going to have a public appeal. We didn't listen to them. So
well, you're ahead of your time.
We're trying to stay in line with you all, is what we're trying to keep up.
We're all ahead of our line too.
Exactly, but like, that's it.
We're our time, not our line.
So they said to us, one thing you'll never be able to do is do a business channel. And by the way, even if you did it, the people that are on your business channel, they are not going to have anything. They're not going to. Newsflash. Today, I'm happy to announce one of our hosts, Claudette Rowley. You know her. You should interview her on this. One of our hosts, Claudette Rowley, when she started to work with us, Cultural Brilliance did not exist. We helped her build the brand, build the book proposal, build everything out there. She put her knowledge, years of experience together, helped her with a book proposal. She acknowledges this in the book. And as a result of that, got a book deal, got the book sent out there. January 22nd was her launch. Today, it's not over, folks, so please go buy the book at Cultural Brilliance. Today, I'm happy to announce that Claudette's book, Cultural Brilliance, The DNA of Organizational Excellence, is an international bestseller. And thank you, Canada, our host, our co-host, the Canadian people, the U.S. people, Canada, #1 on the Canadian list.
Well, I think, you know what? I feel, I understand that Canadians have a tendency to be very apologetic. And we maybe needed someone like you to bring her out. You know what I mean?
I love this. This is a body of work that I said I was never going to do again. So for me, I was living and projecting my experience in organizational change and behavior to help her. But here's what I want to ask you about. We're going to continue the show for a little bit. This is our Transformation Talk Radio, Dr. Pat After. For those of you that may be listening on the machine or phone, or I don't even know, go to facebook.com, Transformation Talk Radio. Colette and I are going to continue for a little bit because we got something super to talk about. I want to give you a scenario, and I want you to, in your way, give us some insight.
Okay.
Every day, I'm pretty much being told by some expert that we've lost our minds. Pretty much, like, if maybe not every day, maybe at least once a week, I get something. So, you know,
is that a bad thing?
No, it's not. I mean, it's always a sign. So
Will says if you say insane and you say it really slow,
okay,
then it sounds like a good thing.
Oh wait, let me do it.
Okay.
Insane.
You're
in. Can you play that back like the record? Play it backwards. You're gonna love this. Everybody has been saying to me, "You got to do your crowdfunding. You got to do your crowdfunding." There's a reason we haven't launched our crowdfunding yet. Here's the why. Everybody thinks it's some strange reason that I'm looking to do something different. I'm not. The reason we haven't done it yet is because all of the new things that have come in at the moment that we've been asked to do, and they're not small, and they require all of our resources. Point in case, we were not going to launch God Talk Network until June. It was laid out in the schedule. God decided, I am not going to be launched in June. And so we came into this year with 3 shows, 3 people saying, we kind of saw the God thing. When are you doing that?
Yeah.
The first one, we said, you know what? We'll kind of do a little sneak preview with it. The second one, we said, you know what? We'll do a little more. The third one came from, thank you, Benny. Benny's going to pop off now. KKNW
Benny.
Over to Facebook Live. Thank you, Benny. The third one said this. By the way, we're one of the largest spiritual Christian religion networks around. And I know they are. And they have clients. And so our show, God Talk, is all inclusive. So here's where we are. On January 1st, we were not doing it. On January 23rd, today, we are almost finished with our homepage prototype. And what we realized is over a 15-year period, we have done an enormous amount of shows.
Wow, have you ever, Pat? Whew.
But see, this is something, if you hold on to an idea, an expectation, you're not going to hear that. Tell us how this works and what you do to help clear out the energies of, we can't do it, it's too hard, we don't have, help us with that.
Well, for me, I'll give you a for instance.
Yeah.
When you asked me, do I want to be on your radio show, you connected me, or do I want to host a radio show? I was like, I don't know, I'm pretty busy and stuff. And then I tested it energetically within myself and I got it was super strong. So then I contacted my colleague, Phil Free, and I said, could you just test this and see here, Stella? That's my other colleague. And and now Phil is one of the co-hosts on my radio show. And it's been out there for 6 years. And I love that we are sharing with so many different people. And that the people calling in, I wanted people to be able to have that experience if they couldn't afford to get a private consultation with me. Or if they, the teleconference they wanted like that. So that's what I've used my show for, a vehicle to share information from really talented people. And then in the background, I'm energetically shifting, and just loving it. And Karen Campbell Benton, like we figured 9 years ago. She's brilliant. She was a nurse in the trauma, in triage in New York, and for years. And now she's co-hosting my radio show also. And it brings me so much joy to see both of them be able to share it the way they say it also. And so this is what you're giving us the opportunity to do. I had a lot of fears around it, and I probably don't want you to listen to my very first radio shows. But having said that, for me, it keeps me on once a week. I know I've got to be on, and it allows me to share this information in a way that different people say it. Because I have a guest on the show, like my beautiful guest, Beauty and Lorraine this morning, a mother and daughter that went through hell together. Wow. And managed to come out and create something heavenly out of it.
Wow.
And to me, that's what God does. Mm. Now, I went to ayahuasca ceremony in Peru, and it was Christ that came through to me in that portal. And I'm not talking about the man that's on the cross. I'm talking about the portal of energy of divine love. We're all okay here. You're never alone. Trust me. Any thought you have automatically goes out to the universe and becomes part of the collective. So if we can do our best here right now to drop the fear, let go of the drama. We were laughing about this on the phone, because when that we're not really into drama that much anymore. Because after you've had someone paralyzed from head to toe within a 24, 36-hour period that was super strong, and you watch them drop to the ground, and I've seen this with many, many people. And so, and I've seen people that have horrible situations and they pick themselves up and they and move forward. The easiest way I know how to do this is to tune in energetically, see if you are in alignment with what is being said, what is being done, whatever. Decide if it's weak. What I mean by if it's weak, if it's out of alignment, then you have a choice. You either don't do it because you don't want to do things weak, or you work at it until it's strong so that when you do it, it's super strong. And so I'm just getting that this launch of your show, sometimes what happens is you're birthing this, you know, and it takes a life of its own, just as a baby in the womb does. And babies have a tendency not to always come when they're supposed to. On Thursday night on the blue moon, I had that teleconference, and the father sent me the issue that they were about to have this baby. And I'm tuning in, and I realized on that call on Thursday night with the moon and everything that this woman was already already in labor and about to deliver this baby within 24 hours. They are in Germany. I'm there, but I couldn't sleep all night. I was like, and I didn't, I could feel it. And this baby was really a large baby, 9 pounds, 9 ounces, and 22 inches long. And she's a very petite woman. And so the whole night I just sat with that. And I'm telling you, when you're birthing things, it comes from that sacral chakra, that manifestation, that orange dragon that you love so much. That's where it comes from. And some people make babies out of that. And some people make radio shows. And some people make art, Having said that, I thought, I was kind of crazy when these dragons started coming in. I didn't even mention them.
Right.
But what happened is they just kept, you don't do a project for 12 years that you're not committed to.
That's right.
And I found it to be their unconditional love. Dragons are just what we have to face. And I find if you're pushing things, pushing and trying to force it, and it's out of alignment, it's not that much fun. I'm telling you, it really isn't. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So it's, timing matters. Timing does matter.
And I think that's what we started to talk about today. And I kind of want to get back to it because, we started to talk about how to shift into neutral when we feel stuck. And part of the stuckness began earlier in the conversation with the dialogue about expectations, but more importantly, expectations that become attachments. And so here's what I mean by that. And I'd love to help people do a clearing on this.
Okay, go for it, Pat.
A bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
What I learned about this latest experience with our God Talk Network is that you have a vision in your mind about how you're going to launch a thing, right? Mm-hmm. Column 1 has to be aligned with column 6. This has to be this. This one has to do this before that. You got to boil the water before you put the tea bag in. But some days I just put the tea bag into cold water.
You rebel, you.
I know. And then this is the deal. What if that idea you had about how this thing was supposed to be done is replaced by an idea that's easier, better, will sustain and get you where you want to go, and then you can build upon it. And that's exactly what happened with us.
Absolutely.
Even though this
is my attachment card. Pat. You see that one?
Show that again.
Okay, this is the attachment.
Yeah, show that again. Oh boy, look at that. It's a web. That's a web. Did we lose Colette right there? Okay. Did I hit something and lose Colette? Oh boy. Yeah, she hit a button. Hey, Colette, hit your button. Your cat turned your microphone off. Her cat, look at her little cat stepped on the keyboard and turned her off. Look at you, Colette. That is hysterical. Oh my God. What an event. Hey, Carter, did we get you back, Colette? Let's go to it. Let's go to it. Yeah, unplug and plug back in. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, let's do it like this. I love Facebook Live. Real-time Facebook Live. Okay, you're back. So, yeah. So you see what I'm saying?
Ella, what a pain she's being today.
Oh, she's so good. Let's help folks today with this expectation, attachment, disappointment.
Well, this attachment card is, I studied with Majaya Satibhagavati. She's from New York. And she talks about the 11 karmic spaces. Stay off the button, Stella. She talks about the 11 karmic spaces. So you can have direct karma with someone, which means you did something or they did something. You can have indirect, that might be your ancestors or cultural, religious, whatever. And then you can also have these karmic spaces that many of us fall into. And what happens is if you get into this one of attachment, that one is like the mother of them all, because as soon as you become attached, then you begin to abuse power or you have a need to be right, or your ego kicks in, all these different things. And so she identified these karmic spaces that are most people have on this planet. And most people have several of them or all of them. And, this is how it is. So we want to just attachment. As soon as you become attached, you could miss, it can cause lack of awareness and you can miss opportunities because of it.
Yeah.
There, she's going to be a good girl now. What happened, Pat, is she was enjoying the energy so much, she got happy feet.
Did she?
You know how cats get happy feet?
Yeah, I love happy feet.
She's got her feet off the computer now, so.
This show is so timely. And first of all, thank you, Colette, for coming on. I always love, I love when we get together.
Well, you inspire me so much, Pat, because you don't take no for an answer.
That's true.
You don't.
And then I send Linda out after you.
I know.
And I want to tell you that, I don't think many people do say no to her. But
no,
I think
it's hard to say no to Linda.
No, it is. Linda's cool. This is an energy that I think we needed to do a little shifting on, because you know it and I know it. We're only early into this year. And yet there have been more stories like what Charlene.
Oh, everyone I meet is like, either they're telling me, I used to think I was homosexual and now I'm heterosexual, or I never wanted to have children and now I'm pregnant, or I left this relationship, walked around the corner. I worked on a woman about 7 years. She came to my home and she was in a lot of pain in her body, had what they call fibromyalgia.
Yeah.
And we were clearing that, and it was really coming up all her anger again towards men, And what happened is, I think a week later, she went like a province over to some event and walked out the door and bumped into this man that she hadn't seen since she was like 16 years old. And now they're married. I think they've been together 8 years. And I mean, it was like what this woman said coming in, and this is not unusual. If you've been putting it out there and the universe likes action. And so I just want to explain this for people. Like, if you think about, you have this vision of what you want to do, and, this is what I want. And this is how I want it to look. And I want this and I want that. And I always say, or better, or better. Okay. And at the same time, you can set your goals towards getting there. And so you set goals and you take consistent steps of action towards each of those goals. As the universe sees you putting action into what you want, the universe then delivers. So you have to remember it also delivers when you put in things that you don't want, because we tend to attract our greatest fears. That is why at this time, go inward, get grounded, put your feet on the ground. I say, I mean, here we just had a huge snowfall.
Yeah.
So, but you know, if you have grass, you know, feel the earth. I get outside every day, at least half an hour. It's important because nature feeds us. And in these times right now, it's the fear, the physical body is taking a bit of a hit here for a lot of people. And this falling energy, I've had 20 clients probably in the last month that fell. And like my daughter, I said, but her and I laughed about it after.
Yeah.
Because she's just bruised. She's going to be okay. Could have been really, really bad. But it actually happened exactly 9 years to the day that my ex-husband and I separated. And she said, as she was flying through the air and going down the stairs, she got the giggles because she was thinking about, oh my goodness, all those years that my parents sat in the rink with me and figure skating. She learned how to fall right. And you know what? When I got tripped with my hiking boots, I tucked and rolled because I watched her. And I said to her, honest to God, I watched that girl, young girl, throw herself out there, do a spin in the spiral, and then turn around and have to land backwards with her skate exactly in the same position where she took off and land on a thin edge of steel. How incredible is that?
Wow.
How incredible is that?
Wow.
So, you know, what I'm saying is sometimes when these things happen, we want to roll and tuck. You know, getting into, yeah.
And
like,
we want to get up.
Mm-hmm.
We want to get up. When
Mm-hmm.
I fell doing something that I love doing, playing a sport that I love to play, it stops my mind. I got up. And sometimes when we fall, I haven't always been able to do that, Colette, right in my life. But for whatever reason, I've been given the gift of getting up.
Yes,
right?
you have. That's the Capricorn way.
Yeah. Yeah. Some days it's easier than others, but right now I know that if I need help, I could call you. There are others I could call. But getting up is an important energy to have.
Absolutely. When I fell, I popped right back up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I made sure, like, okay, get up. You know, that's the energy, right?
Yeah. And
Bella's really liking you now, Pat. Like, she's really zoning in and listening to you now.
I know, I see her because I'm watching it on the Facebook Live too. But there is a gentle persistence, even in Stella. There's a gentle persistence. Yet at the same time, we have to not be so gentle, especially if we are in the fight for ourselves, right? We're in the fight. You know, my new thought, new age friends and colleagues, whenever I say stuff, right, they are like, don't say that, Pat. Don't use the word fight. Don't use the word fight. Don't use the word fail. I don't actually know how to be that person where I'm not using language that's part of who I am. But the point that I want to make, and I want to thank you for being here today, the point that I want to make is this. We only get to stay down on the ground if we allow ourselves to stay down on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I want to thank you.
Look at this one, Pat. Look at her. Look how trusting she is of your energy. Like, she'll just lay here like this because she knows it's safe.
She's amazing.
She's not afraid to fall.
No. Oh my God. Look at her. I want that too. Hey,
see, look at her. She just has no fear.
Wow.
Because she knows that I've got her.
Yeah.
I'm not going to drop her. Have you seen a cat do that before?
Not without. Oh, that's amazing.
Look at her.
Wow.
See, Stella is really a very special little kitten.
She's beautiful.
And she's just so, like, look how trusting she is.
Oh my God. She's amazing.
You know, and so we can all, you know, I learned over the years, I had some really challenging situations. And I learned that, you know, there's possibilities in those challenges. Focus on the possibilities.
What a great way to end the show. Colette, I want to
Look,
thank
she's
you
just
so
having a nice stretch for you now.
much. She's just beautiful.
So funny.
Tell
And
us
she
what's
does
on the
this.
horizon.
She does this when she's around the energy that she really likes to be around. She gets very happy, right? See her?
That's
So
amazing.
if a cat can do this, so can we.
Well, I think with your help and doing a little clearing. Thank you for today, Colette.
Oh,
Also,
you
I
too,
wanna
Pat. All
what's
right.
your personal message? Tell us how to find out more about you and remind everybody about some of the upcoming events. And just thank you for being in my life.
Oh, thank you, Pat. You know, like as I said, I have the Illuminate Psychic Fair coming up this coming weekend, 25, 26, 27. I have my Call to Dance Layer 1 seminar, and that is on the February 16th and 17th here in Kelowna. You can check that out on my website at thetruthisfunny.com. The paintings, energy correcting cards, talesfromthevector.com. The radio show is Wednesdays, 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. Yeah, and we have teleconferences and all sorts of things. And here she goes again. So bye for now, Pat, and thank you so much.
Let's rock on, everybody.
For everybody out there, Pat, I honestly want to say after every show now, I always thank you because I have so much admiration for you and your tenacity to make it happen.
We're going to do it together. I love it.
All of us.
Once all of the paintings are done, I'm going to call you so that I can zoom in on that very first card that I saw.
Yes.
That I love. I love everything you're doing.
Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure.
Colette Marie Stephan, everybody. I'm Dr. Pat. And guess what? We're not done today. Transformation Talk Radio, 24/7. Pump it up, put it on, and get them rich views. Click them together and make your life happen. We'll see you next time.
Lights go out and I can't be saved. Tides that I tried to swim against brought me down upon my knees. Oh, I beg and please.